We live in Murrells Inlet, nice at the beach in South Carolina. Uh, Martha is my wife for nearly 40 years now, and we have two grown daughters, five grandchildren, and seven great grands. I
Wow.
love spoiling all of them.
And it's nice now that you two are getting younger because you can enjoy those great
Yes,
grandkids
we
a
are.
lot
Yeah.
longer.
Exactly.
Well, Freddie, what did you have going on before we met you? Tell us a little bit about what's been going on with you for the last couple
I
years.
was one of the lucky ones that caught the COVID, even though we were uh, immunized against it.
Mhm.
Anyway, I had COVID in early 22. Spent a week in the hospital and then at home on oxygen for another 4 weeks. And I didn't really realize that, but I had quite a bit of brain fog, couldn't concentrate. I thought everything was just a little bit slower than it normally was. But my wife and family definitely have seen the difference. And when we were at the Senior Expo and saw your display, we were intrigued by the idea of growing younger or stem cell uh, rejuvenation. Uh, and we have been in the field of the senior care for quite a while. Martha had worked in nursing homes and nursing home administration for 25 years. And the idea of us getting the information from you and sharing it with other people that are 50 plus was great. But then Martha saw the information and she said, this will probably help you. So you need to get on this. We took, we took the information home and researched everything. We have quite a few friends in the chiropractic uh, care field, and they have forever been looking at natural health, natural healing, uh, natural compounds for their care and for their patients. And we sent them the information, let them look at it. I, in my technical mind, was really looking at everything that was going on with the company, with the how everything is shared, how the research was done, the science behind it, and I found nothing that would prohibit me from trying it out. So I said, "Yes, dear, I will." And we decided on a 3 months uh, trial
For you.
for me, and then Martha joined me right after. I was okayed to have survived this trial. Uh, nothing went wrong with me. So Martha said, "Oh, it would be all right for me too, I guess."
Exactly.
Well, I think brain fog is saying not really the whole thing. Like it was severe, right? Like you couldn't even talk to Martha and watch TV.
Yes, I had a very, very hard time concentrating on more than one thing at a time. I had to turn the TV off, to turn it aside, to talk to Martha. Uh, and uh, unbeknownst to me, I heard afterwards from other members of my family that I had become a totally different person.
Yes.
And the
Not friendly.
the trial with X39 within just a couple of days helped me relax more, got my concentration back, got energy back from better sleep, and then step by step, in a relatively short period of time, I would say within the first month, uh, all most, if not all, of that brain fog was gone.
Wow. Wow. Yes. And I've met a lot of your friends because we've done meetings together and met your daughter and your son-in-law. So yeah, that is definitely, something they have said that, for a period of time, they pretty much lost their dad. And so we're so happy that this has been so helpful for you. What else has it helped you with besides your brain fog?
Uh, a lot of better sleep, more restful sleep, giving me energy, no more naps during the day.
Awesome. Awesome.
And
Now,
overall more energy and joy.
that's awesome. And Martha, what about you?
Oh, well, after Freddie started, I could see a difference in him. So I decided I would try it. And it has helped my sleeping. I do have more energy. I don't get as tired, not as ill as I used to be. But it has helped a lot.
That's awesome. 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 Well, I'm just so thrilled that God used us, put us in your pathway to help you with this. Because, you know, the very first person I thought of when we found this technology and it started working for us was a friend of mine who had long COVID and had gone from being an athlete basically to not even be able to walk a mile. And we spent the weekend with her this weekend, and it has been life-changing for her too. So glad that it has helped you guys so much. But one thing I'm really excited about for you guys to hear is what has happened with their son-in-law. So I don't know which one of you want to tell the story. Martha usually does, but tell us about your son and what happened back in February.
On February 2nd, our son-in-law was on a plane between Myrtle Beach and Charlotte and had a brain bleed. As he got off the plane, he had a stroke. He was rushed to the Neuro Center in Charlotte in intensive care he was there for 12 days. But after about day 9 or 10, they told us he wasn't getting any better and that he wouldn't qualify for therapy and that we should just try to find a place to bring him. So we got busy down here. We found the hospital down here, their therapy company said they would take him for 2 weeks. So as soon as we couldn't patch him while we was in Charlotte because they wouldn't let us. But when we came down here, when they moved him to the beach, to Merrill's Inlet, we started patching him immediately. He doesn't remember anything that happened the first 2 weeks after the brain bleed. And when they moved him here, he could not even sit up. He could not hold his head up. We had to prop him up with pillows. He had to be fed. He couldn't move the whole left side of his body. It was, they told us he would never walk again. So we were sort of preparing for the worst.
And how old
And
is
so
he? Remind me how
he's
old he is.
63.
63. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. And he, after about a week of patching every day, he got where he could sit up. They put him in a wheelchair. And within 2 weeks, they had him on his feet. And now it has been 4.5 months, and he is walking. He still uses a cane some, but he don't have to. It just depends on the level of the ground. He drove his car. He's driving the golf cart. He's walking up and down the stairs. They live in a house on stilts. And he's still in therapy, but they told him that he should be able to go back to work in the fall. So I know that God did a miracle, but I also know that the patches helped with that miracle. I do believe that they have helped him a lot. In fact, now he is on 3 patches. He just started which one was it?
Cortisone.
Yeah, the cortisone for the brain. And he can tell if he doesn't have it on, he doesn't walk as well. So
Wow.
he can tell that it's helping his nerves in his legs to function better.
Yeah, and if any of you got on late, these are my friends Freddie and Martha, and they've shared how the patches have helped them. But now Martha is sharing how her son-in-law, who is 63, had a brain bleed and a stroke back in February and was told he would probably never walk again. And she just shared with us that he's walking, he's driving, he's doing amazing, and that they will probably release him to go back to work in the fall after they told him he would never walk again. I mean, how
Right.
is that?
I know. And also, the studies show that only 26% of people with brain bleeds fully recover. And there's a lot that have that. and had the ambulance. The EMS was already at the airport when they called them, and they were already there, but they had told us without it, he would have never made it. If they'd had to come from where they were to him, if they hadn't already been in the airport, he'd have never made it. So we
Wow.
know God is good, and we know the patches work tremendously.
Yep.
So
And we
now
all, go ahead.
both of our daughters use the patches, and our granddaughter. So it is amazing how much the patches has helped our family.
That is amazing. They got their dad, their granddad, their great granddad back. And you've got your son-in-law back. And I know your daughter is just thrilled about that. Well, thank you guys so much. I got to see and I've met their son-in-law twice. And he's so much better when y'all came to the last meeting than he was when we came down to your place. So I love that he's just continuing to improve and do better and better. But thank you.